Henry lived while Mark Twain navigated the waters of the Mississippi. He died as Vincent van Gogh began painting in Europe. I wrote the Walden play as a way to introduce Thoreau to a new generation. The play was posted on our website. Any community theater, high school, or college could download the script simply by registering the performance. In just 24 months, over 7,200 performances were registered by schools and theaters in 37 countries. In the play, the dialogue between Thoreau and Emerson are actual quotes taken from their literary works. You'll hear a reference made to musician Don Henley of the rock group The Eagles. He helped Tom Blanding and others save Walden Pond from developers in the 1990s. So let's journey to the historic Opera House in my hometown of Lexington, Kentucky, and join Henry David Thoreau during the final 2 days he spent in his cabin before leaving Walden Pond.
Such beauty. To be awake is to be alive. There. That's better. All creation awakes in the morning. Music and art are born at sunrise. I must write that down. Even better, I'll play my flute. When I hear music, I fear no danger. I am invulnerable, like the morning sun. Yes, the day is perpetual morning. I hunger for companionship. I'll make some garden snap beans. Like my woodpile, peas and beans keep me company. It is a communing and conversation with nature. I must write that down. Like my woodpile, peas keep me company. Dear God, you're having conversations with peas and finding it intellectual.
Henry, my good friend.
Mr. Emerson, my teacher and brother.
Still talking to your vegetables, Henry?
I am finding a place with the trees, the woods, even snap beans. We are all connected to the pulsing heartbeat of nature.
So you're talking to your peas again. Well, I've brought you a basket of sweet corn from my wife's garden. Maybe you can have a group meeting. My boy, you need a lady friend.
Nonsense. I find the solitude of this cabin stimulating.
Why not venture into town and meet a good woman? Let her snap your peas.
My log pile is like my woman.
How is that possible?
Like a woman, it keeps me warm at night, cooks my meals, even engages in conversation as it crackles in the evening. Look, every man gazes upon his woodpile with affection. I love to stack mine before my window. The fireplace lets the world know that I have company, like a cheerful housekeeper. The chimney lets the world know that me and my wood fire live here.
have a younger cousin, you know. You'd like her.
I'm not crazy.
Oh, of course not. And how long have you lived alone out here now? A year and a half?
2 years, 2 months, and 1 day.
2 years all alone in these woods, living in your little $28 cabin, enjoying nature, communing with the woods, talking to your vegetables. You need the embrace of a good woman. Now there's an attractive oak. Perhaps you could go hug that tree.
Make fun if you must. Have a good laugh if it brings you fulfillment. There is a spiritual and intellectual reason for my time in these woods.
I apologize, old friend. I am supportive of you, truly, but I do find your life here odd and somewhat amusing.
There is nothing odd about it.
Oh, you hug trees and converse with vegetables. Seems completely sane and normal to me.
See, I have been writing. I have carefully recorded all my thoughts and musings. Every morsel of emotion and reason between my spirit and this small, brilliant patchwork of earth.
In a world full of mountains, trees, ponds, and peas, this is surely what society needs, a book about mountains, trees, ponds, and peas.
You sound like my father.
Does he still look for you at the pencil shop?
He does.
And does he provide you with these pencils? It's a fine and practical writing instrument.
The finest.
You realize your family cuts down trees to make these pencils.
Mr. Emerson, is the purpose of your visit simply to mock me?
Oh, don't be so sensitive. I'm one of the few who still care enough to check on you from time to time.
Well, I do appreciate your concern. Hopefully as a friend who will take me for what I am.
Henry, you have such intelligence and skill and passion. But as much as you love this earth, I am afraid you are going to pass from it unremembered. All you do is write about dirt and ponds.
I have also written about society and man's attitudes and destruction of himself.
Yes, but it's not poetry. It's not a story. It's not a novel. Well, it's barely an essay of social relevance.
Every artist dips his brush into his soul and paints his own nature into the canvas. I write the truth.
And will this truth provide employment? Will it buy a home and sustain you? Will it bring you honor?
Mr. Emerson, rather than fame, honor, or money, give me truth.
Here is your truth, dear Henry. At this rate, you will have achieved more recognition for helping your father market his lead pencil than for a single word you've written with it.
Then so be it. I cannot be convinced that I am irrelevant. If that is to be the legacy of my work, then so be it.
You surrender to your fate too quickly. I fear that you have wallowed in your loneliness amongst these bushes for far too long.
To the contrary, I have found strength in my loneliness. I understand the meaning of quiet and solitude. My isolation keeps me company.
My friend, hear me. You are conversing with vegetables and trees instead of women.
You make my work seem so without purpose.
I do not doubt your intentions nor your motives. I am merely concerned about your eventuality.
And I am concerned about the eventuality of society. I'm concerned about the world's abandonment of God.
Whoever that is.
And of the nature that represents him. We head in a direction far from the Creator's intent.
When did you start speaking on behalf of this Creator? So, you would have us all living in a cabin in the woods then?
In our hearts, yes. In our spirits, yes.
So we abandon progress? We abandon art and science and politics to hug trees?
Nonsense. I would remind men what the simple woods mean to real life. What it means to live quietly and away from the chaos of the cities.
I live in the city, so does your family.
And you have lost your sense of place in nature. That is why they cannot understand this cabin, or this pond, or this journal.
Compared to most people in this world, you are indeed an oddity.
I beat my drum to those who drum to different footsteps. My footsteps, they're in rhythm to those marching to their own drumbeat.
What on earth are you mumbling about?
What I am saying is I walk to the beat of a different drummer.
Well, you certainly speak your own language.
Hand me my journal, quickly.